I thought you had blonde hair.
Do you like it? I dyed it by myself.
I think it's pretty.
Thank you.
It's very pretty.
Well, weren't you going to bring me something?
Well, yes, I was. And I did.
Did you bring any condoms?
Yes, I did.
Where are they?
Out in the truck.
Well, what good are they going to do in the truck if we're in here?
Well, yell at me, why don't you? I haven't had a kiss yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then what did you want to do?
Well, I want a kiss first.
And then what?
Can I have a kiss first?
Well, let's talk first. We just got here.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit, not as bad as what you thought you would be. I like seeing you in person.
Yeah, I like seeing you too.
Good.
Seem pretty comfortable there.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
All right, how are you doing?
What's happening?
Not too much?
Not too much. So what are you up to tonight?
Not a whole lot.
Well, I'll tell you, for the last several days, you've been up to a lot. You're a pretty prolific chatter there. You want to explain yourself?
Not really. I never really was going to do anything.
You weren't really going to do anything?
No.
So you brought condoms. What else did you bring?
I brought her a bracelet.
And she is how old?
She's supposed to be 13.
And how old are you?
37.
Now, besides all this chat here, and we'll go through that in a minute, you also sent a whole bunch of pictures. Now, why would you think that's appropriate?
It's not.
It's not. You tell her to delete her archives.
I didn't want her to get in trouble by her parents.
You talk about getting married to her. Getting married, she's 13.
So I meant when she was 18.
You were going to marry her when she turned 18. What do you think ought to happen to you?
I think I should go to counseling to get off the internet. I can do some things I can't do that. Oh my God.
Well, there's something I got to tell you. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on it. Now, you're free to walk out of this house right now. But if there's anything else you want to say, now would be the time to say it.
He has nothing further to say and tries to make a quick exit, apparently not knowing what's in store for him outside.
Sheriff's office, down! Get down!
On the ground!
Hands behind your back, Court.
Put your hands on your back.
He's taken to the local police station where his car is searched.
On Mr. Armstrong's truck, we found some condoms, a variety pack, plus some jewelry.
Born on October 18, 1970 in Cambridge, Massachusetts, 37-year-old Lorne Armstrong had never been much of a talent for anything. He was nicknamed 87 after ranking 87th out of 87 students in his high school graduating class. In 2007, Armstrong was the center of a sting operation conducted by Chris Hansen on To Catch a Predator. He had been chatting with who he thought was a 13-year-old girl for over a month named Kayla, with almost 16,000 messages exchanged, and even shared his plans to kidnap and rape her. Fortunately, justice did not end at To Catch a Predator on TV, and Armstrong was immediately arrested. This is his interrogation. It is interesting to think about whether Armstrong is genuinely remorseful for his actions or just sorry that he got caught.
I understand your name is Lorne Armstrong. Lorne, did they get an ID off of you? Driver's license or something? Got my wallet.
I tell you what I'm going to do, Mr. Armstrong, is I'm going to go ahead and cut that off of you. As long as you be copacetic with us, we'll be good with you, okay?
Okay. Mr. Armstrong, I'm going to go ahead and turn the recorder on so that we'll have a record of this. We'll be able to get back in the room. All right, Mr. Armstrong, I've turned the recorder on so that we'll have a record of our conversation here. What is your full name?
Lorne Armstrong.
L-O-R-E-N?
L-O-R-N-E.
Do you have a middle name or a middle initial?
L.
What's the L stand for?
Lynn.
L-Y-N-N?
Yep.
How tall are you? Mr. Armstrong, before we ask you any questions or try to talk to you here tonight, I need to advise you of a statement of your rights so that you understand those. Has anybody read you your rights yet so far? All right. Before we ask you any questions, you should know your rights. You may remain silent. Anything that you say may be used against you in a court or in any other proceedings. You have the right to consult an attorney before you make any statement or answer any question, and you may have an attorney with you during the questioning. You may request the court to appoint an attorney for you if you cannot afford to hire one. You may stop the questioning at any time by refusing to answer any further questions or by requesting a consultation with your attorney. In other words, if you agree to talk to us here and I ask you something that you don't want to answer, you don't have to. But now is your opportunity to try to help yourself. You understand
A common
those rights that I've
tactic
explained to you?
detectives will use is trying to frame the interrogation as an opportunity for the suspect to, quote, help themselves. However, in reality, this would be the worst time for a suspect to confess. They will have plenty of opportunities to cooperate throughout an investigation. However, they do already have enough evidence to likely find the suspect guilty at this time.
Mr. Armstrong, if you would, right here. It says that I've explained those rights to you and that you understand what your rights are. And then if you want to talk to us and try to get this mess straightened out as it can be tonight, the bottom part here says, having the above statement of my rights read and explained to me and fully understanding them, I hereby waive these rights at such and such time on the date. I do this freely and voluntarily without threat or promise. Would you like to talk to us and see what's going on here and try to get to the bottom of this?
Am I going to go to jail tonight?
Yes, sir, I won't lie to you. That's one thing I won't do. You will go to jail tonight. I will give you that much courtesy that I don't lie to you, and I would expect the same courtesy in return, is that you be truthful and not lie to me.
How long am I going to be there?
Well, that'll be up to a judge to set your bond. Would you like to talk to us and try to get this thing straightened out as much as possible?
I'd like to know why I was stupid to do that.
Well, like I say,
I'd like to want to know why the cameras were there, and I've never had anything on my record besides OUI.
Well, as the gentleman explained to you out there at the house, Dateline runs a series called To Catch a Predator. That was Chris Hansen from NBC News, and this is a sting operation to catch people that chat on the internet with an underage female and solicit sex.
I never even meant to do it.
Again, we're a little bit handicapped here unless you're willing to talk to us. We'll sit here and talk with you as long as you want to, once you understand your rights. And
It is interesting that the detective uses the phrase handicapped in this situation because, while it is a bit of a reach, he could be implying that he's in a tough situation right now, but would be able to help the suspect if only he would sign the agreement saying that he will talk to the detectives. Like I said, this is a bit of a reach, but investigators and detectives always want to be careful about accidentally violating a suspect's Fifth Amendment rights.
Okay. If you understand those and you want to talk to us, if you would just sign right there. And like I say, if I ask you something that you don't want to answer, you don't have to. And the other thing was, understand that you said when you first arrived at the house that you have some condoms in your truck.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to give us consent to go to your truck and look in that and get to recover the condoms? And any other, do you have any other contraband in there, a weapon, anything else?
No.
Does that sound reasonable that you would give us a consent to get those?
How much is it gonna hurt me when I do that? Yeah, you can have them.
Okay.
Can I get a drink of water?
While it is a small request, I personally am shocked that Armstrong has enough confidence in the position he is in to request something of the detectives. Clearly, their act of being nice to him is working.
I can't believe it.
Says I hereby consent to complete search of the premises, property, or vehicle located at the Bowling Green Police Department, and more particularly described as follows. It's a 1999 Dodge Ram 1500. White with gray bottom.
Here, bring you some water up here, Parker.
Says I grant this consent to the Kentucky Bureau of Investigation. And my name is Ken Gillingham. I'm an agent with the Kentucky Bureau of Investigation. And to the Warren County Sheriff's Office.
I'm Detective Young with the Warren County Sheriff's Department.
Says I grant this consent to the Kentucky Bureau of Investigation, the Warren County Sheriff's Office, known to me to be an agent of the Office of the Attorney General, which the Kentucky Bureau of Investigation is an office of the Attorney General, and to such other officers deemed necessary to assist. I know that I have a right to refuse to consent, and I voluntarily give up that right. I know that the agent does not have a search warrant. I have not been threatened or coerced in any way, nor have I been promised any favor or benefit. I've read this consent form or had it read to me, and I understand it. The date is October 18th, 2007, and the time is now 9:18 p.m. Sign right there, please, sir. And then print your name below that. Thanks, lady. There's your water.
Thank you.
Mr. Armstrong, why are we here tonight?
Because I was on the internet with a girl.
Do you recall the girl's name? What she went by in the chats?
Kayla Moore,
And how old did she say that she was?
13.
When did you first start chatting with her?
So it was about a month ago.
Sometime back in September? If I told you it was around September 17th, according to the chat logs that I have here in front of me, would that sound about right?
Yeah.
And what did you chat with Kayla about? Did your all's chats become sexual in content?
Yes.
Were they very explicit in sexual nature? Did they get very explicit, Mr. Armstrong? In other words, were you very frank with what you would like to do to her? I see you nodding your head yes.
Yes.
Okay, sir. And in looking here, I believe you transmitted quite a few photographs. Do you recognize these photographs, Mr. Armstrong? Is that you in the photographs?
I never sent her photographs of me.
So these are not you.
I never sent her photographs of me.
Who are these photographs of? I believe when you were out at the house, you identified these as your photographs.
No,
Now-
she's only seen me on cam.
Okay, so
Never
this
sent her
was from your
photographs.
webcam that you transmitted,
Yes.
but these are you on your webcam. Is that correct? Mr. Armstrong, we need you to talk to us if we're going to get any of this settled.
I'd like an attorney.
You'd like an attorney? All right, sir.
Armstrong would be charged with interstate travel with the intent of sex with a minor, attempted sexual contact with a minor, and attempt to produce child pornography. Police recovered a camera from his truck. Because he was facing 20 years in prison, he took a plea deal that resulted in him serving 5 years in prison, lifetime probation, and becoming a registered sex offender. After his prison time, Armstrong took an atypical approach to life as a registered sex offender and decided to publicize himself by creating a YouTube channel. Perhaps he thought his videos of singing, cooking vegan meals, and working out would overshadow his heinous crimes, but he was incorrect in this regard. Any meager support the videos received would be massively overshadowed by dislikes and comments taunting the messages he sent Kayla. He even tried to sell merchandise using a phrase from the show that I won't repeat out of fear of giving his future trademark any more reputation. But of course, customers were not too interested in wearing the confession of a registered sex offender on their chest. Armstrong's prison time would not end after the sting operation, as in August of 2019, he was arrested for breaking his parole by failing his sex offender rehabilitation class and showing up drunk to the class. What do you think should happen to Lorne Armstrong? Thanks for watching.